Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. This is my very first voiceover for a YouTube video, so I'm a little bit nervous and don't know what I'm going to say, but here we go. This is a process video for week 7 in my Project Life 2019. I'm working in my 6x12 album, and this project is for Hip Kit Club. I'm using the beautiful March Pocket Life kit today, and it's the Pocket Life kit only. I'm not using anything from any of the other kits at all. The only things I am adding in is a little bit of my white cardstock from my stash and some thread so that I can do some stitching, some embroidery thread and some stitching thread. So you can see that I've printed out my few photos for the week and arranged them on my spread. I've also flicked through the cards in the Pocket Life kit and popped a few of those out as well. You'll see me play with these and switch them around quite a bit in this video. I did have quite a lot of indecision this week and just trouble finding the exact right spot for them. So I do shuffle them around quite a bit. You'll also see that I've trimmed down a couple of the 6x4 cards to fit into the 3x4 spots. So you do get some 6x4 cards in the kits each month. So don't be afraid to cut them down if you're working mainly in 3x4 pockets. One of my assignments this week was to include some type of patchwork on my layout, and you could see me play a few moments ago with some hexagon shapes that I'd punched out of white cardstock. That really reminds me of the old school type of patchwork that, I don't know, your grandma used to do, but I just couldn't make those work. So instead I've combined the patchwork with another element that I needed to include this week, which was to use punches. So what I've decided to do is punch some strips out of a few pieces of the patterned cards from the kit and also some white cardstock as well. And you can see me here, I'm just layering those up after I've punched them out from the bottom to the top of one of these 3x4 cards. They are just overlapping the edge at the moment, but that's totally okay. I'm just going to trim them down after I've finished putting them all together. And you can see here I cut to where I've actually gone ahead and finished layering those and trimmed the edges out, and I really like how that looks with all of those layers. So I've decided that this card is going to be good for my title card, and I just love that wreath puffy sticker as a place to put my title for the week. It's not going to be too big an area to put all of the details for the week, but that's okay for me because I like to print all of my writing on my spreads on my printer from my computer. So I can make that work easily. I've also punched a circle out of one of the 6x4 cards that was a beautiful watercolory type card there, and my plan is to do some hand stitching on both the outside of that wreath and also that other filler card that you can see on the right hand side there with the rainbow. So I played around with that for a little bit and decided that I just liked the plain white banner behind it, and I think once I get some hand stitching with some embroidery thread on there, that's going to look super cute. I'm showing you here just the first little bit of stitching that I did on that banner. You can see that I've cut there now just to the end of that. You don't want to have to sit through me doing embroidery stitching on my paper. That's not very exciting. So I go ahead and adhere that down and then layer that cute rainbow ephemera piece from Heidi Swap that is in the Pocket Life kit this month. And I've got a little puffy heart sticker there, but I just flick through some of the other embellishments trying to decide if I want to use it, and yes, I go ahead and stick that down. And I'm just doing some more embroidery on the circle that I hole punched for my title card for the week. And again, I'm not going to make you watch all of that. And there we go. And here is my finished title card with its little layers of patchwork type strips with stitching and its layered title piece. So that turned out super cute. This journaling card here, I actually used just some plain white cardstock to print on. I was feeling that my spread was pretty busy for me. If you know my work or have seen any of my layouts before, I do like to keep things fairly clean and simple. It messes with my head if things get too busy. So that's why I've gone with just this plain white cardstock for this 3x4 card. All I've done is cut a small strip of some of that pretty watercolory 6x4 card that I had left over and made a little strip to sit behind one of the exclusive puffy stickers there. Now, I don't know if you noticed that exercise book that was just on the right side of the screen there just a moment ago. That's my little notebook that I keep handy when I'm planning out my spreads each week. So I just put a little rectangle in the shape of the photo, so whether it be a landscape or a portrait photo, and underneath that I just write a short description of what the photo is and also the date that it was taken and the day of the week that it was taken. That's really handy for me so that I have that information when I'm working on my spread and I don't have to go back to my computer to pull a photo up again and check that information. I'm putting together this final little filler card and you can see that I'm still struggling with switching cards out, trying different places. Yeah, don't even bother putting it in the pocket, Jodie. So still playing with that right to the death of this layout. But I've gone away now and stitched with some of that cute metallic silver thread just to give that a little more detail. I love putting stitching on all of my spreads, and that was one of the additional challenges for this layout today, was to include stitching, but of course that was totally fine with me. And here you can see that little title card. It's so cute. Love how that turned out, and I'm just filling in the pockets and this one's done. Guys, here's a few close-ups for you. Thank you so much for joining me on my very first process video. Please hit the like button, and if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. I'll leave a link down below to the March Pocket Life kit that I used for this spread, and also to the latest kits that have been released, which are the May kits. Be sure to check them out.